Hello, welcome back to the Nerd Theorists. I'm Tom, and this is part 2 of a 3-part series where we'll be looking at the Kings of War, well, the Idol of Shobik, specifically from Mantic's Kings of War. Now, part 1 came out last week, and that was looking at the unboxing. Today we are doing the build. So, stick around, and we're going to stick this together and see, hopefully, fingers crossed, it all goes pretty smoothly. So, here we are. Let's get going. We're trying to build our Idol of Shobik. Right, first of all, let's get all our pieces out. I do love that torso piece. Such amazing detail on that. Again, I apologise if at all the camera starts to focus on my hand and not the objects. It's just the unfortunate nature of filming. I have kind of started snipping little bits of the excess resin off. And let's just tip these out. And spare heads. There we go. So, well, I'll start by clipping all these bits off. Snap big bits off. Right, maybe not. Got my trusty scalpel. Boom. There's extra excess bits off. That's pretty good. The thing is with the resin, you do get these odd little bits of the resin that just stick out in random places. Like on their heads, you just get these like little bits on the end of the nose here, and little bits on tops of the ears which are not supposed to be there. But the one I'm going to be doing is Spearhead 2. The jackal-like one. I've got the skull head, the jackal head, and the stone head. All amazingly detailed. But yeah, definitely I'm going to go with that one. Got some great choices. Problem here, because I don't want to just put pressure on there, because I don't want to accidentally snap the ears off. Does that fit in there? Does fantastically. Little bits of gaps, it's not perfectly fitting. Maybe if I just trim that, bit there, that should fit a little bit more snug. Let's try that again. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Spring out again ever so slightly. Might be to do with this bit on here. It's not perfectly clean. So let's try that again. Yeah, and now it's a little loose, but sits down on that nicely. There's the slightest bit of gap. There we go. I get to focus on my hands again. The slightest little bit of a gap at the back. But that is, I think it's fine. I mean, once that's kind of been painted over, I think that's going to cover a lot of that up. I think as long as the front is okay, that's workable. So let's get the legs done. I have kind of already started cleaning up a little bit. Already looks pretty good. Now this is the back leg, which it doesn't fit perfectly, which OCD side of me, well, the perfectionist side of me rather, is a little annoyed, because if you get the front to sit perfectly, the back has a bit of a gap. But then if you're thinking about it in terms of sitting on the battlefield, something like that, you're not going to see it. No, you're not going to see the join there at all. Nah. It does bother me a little. If I had some green stuff, I might have been tempted to put a little slither in there, but I think, nah, as long as the front is okay, I think we can live with that. It's going to bother me. I know it is. I know full well it's going to bother me a lot. Oh, that pinged off somewhere. Safety glasses. Always use safety glasses. That wasn't too bad. There's a little bit of a sharp edge on the bottom there. Otherwise, that's not bad. Came off relatively clean. Not too concerned about the tiniest nobule. Nobule? Is that a word? Nodule? A lump, shall we say. Let's call it a lump. On his heel. Again, we're not going to see it. It doesn't stick far out forwards, so it's pretty much stood on top of that foot. Next, arms. Let's go. Do get, I don't know if that's picking up, you get like these little hairs, you can just see that there, of resin, which we'll just need to tidy up, especially long before we get into the painting stage. And there's all these little bits, tiny bits of untidiness to the model. I mean, where the resin's been cast perfectly, yeah, the detail is amazing, truly amazing. But then you just get these bits that are extra to where the model should be, where it's just seeped out the cast a little. Not happy with a bit in there. You can see inside of that bit. Just inside of there, it's like there's a tiny little cavern where it maybe had an air bubble or some such, but that bothers me. Just a tiny bit where it's the only bit I've seen so far that's not been perfect. So I don't want to dig too far into that. I don't want to weaken the wrist. Now this arm, on the immediate outset, looks like it came out a lot better than the other arm did. Mind you, no, just in that gap in there, there's more of those strands of resin. Just need to be tidied up and around the knuckles as well. Blow them away, once you just knock them off. I mean, they're easy enough broken off. It's just getting into them, making sure the shape's right, because leaving any of these on for the painting stage would be terrible. Otherwise, I think they're okay. Right, weapons. Yeah. These are awesomely cool weapons for the Idol of Shobik, which are like one-handed scythes, which are pretty awesome. Is it? Be a sickle, I suppose. Then wouldn't it? Wouldn't be a scythe, would it? Be a sickle. One thing that does kind of bother me about that is because you're meant to kind of glue it into there like a little, I'm going to say nodule again, a little lump into there, but that bit is here. It's where it's attached on here. So if I were to cut that clean off, it's not going to marry up, which is a little annoying. But we'll have to live with it, I suppose. Oh, I've just noticed on these, on the handle, there's these little bit of plastic left, not plastic, well, the resin on the bottom that needs taking off. Again, you just get these little bits here and there. I don't think these are left and right, do they? Oh, and these ones as well, though. These have the little plastic lump on top as well. So, is there a left and right? Is there an odd detail that's on one side that's not on the other? No, I think they are pretty much even, though I think this side is just a tad more detailed than that side. See, on the inside of the blade there's not a lot of detail on that side, whereas on this one you get those bits of detail where it makes it look more like stone, like it's supposed to be made out of. So I think we'll try and make sure that's on the outside of the model. So that means that this one is the right hand, assuming that this one's the same but for the left hand. Yes, you can see there's a little bit more detail on the inside there than there is on this one. So this will be the left hand. So let's see, that is right hand with right hand, and left hand with left hand, like that. Okay, let's get glue in. Now, I'm not 100% certain how the arms fit. We've not had a look at that yet. And that is pretty darn good. I mean, it's not perfect where it joins up at the shoulder. There's a little bit of lump of resin on the inside of there and a little bit on this side here, which is stopping it from marrying up perfectly. Again, it's not going to be perfect. So as long as I marry up, like there's a bit of like crack down the stonework there. As long as that marries up, then that will look fantastic. Regardless, let's glue it. This is what I'm using at the moment. Hopefully it will do the job nicely. Some gel super glue. I'll sit here while it dries. Again, as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap at the back there. But that seems married up nicely. And from the front it looks great. I'm now just worried about knocking that off, but I want to press on because I want to get this done sometime soon. That is pretty good. I'm not going to need to make any adjustments to that whatsoever. Oop, left nothing. Tiny bits of glue. So I love this little applicator. It would be good if I make sure the arm's on the right way around. There we go. This model is going to look absolutely amazing. It does seem slightly odd. Just because the way he's stood, it's like his arch is back quite far back. Probably because we're not used to someone with such amazing posture. He's a god after all. We can forgive him. Oh, that's the wrong leg. That's why always check your legs. There we go. As it's stuck forward, there's going to be a nasty gap at the back, but again, no one's going to see it. It'll be fine. So make sure the glue is at the front of that part of the leg. Key is, make sure you don't stick your fingers to your model. That'd be disastrous, wouldn't it? You know what, now I'm actually looking at it, there's not that much gaps after all. It's actually pretty good. Maybe just the way I was holding it, but that's actually it's fit together nicely. And then the back leg. Again, this one is going to have that massive gap at the back. But again, as long as we apply our glue where we want it to connect to, we should be fine and dandy. I'm going to stick my fingers to the model again, saying exactly what I said not to do. My fingers are stuck to the model more than this leg, is it? That's not done very well at all. Apply a smidge more glue. There we go. So that worked a lot better than last time. I like that. It does actually make it look like he's walking. Go to the base. Right. Head. Do I want to stick the head on now? Because that is going to make it very difficult to get underneath. I think I'm going to paint the head separately. I'm going to stick the sickles on. I'm sure I've got the right sides. Yep. Into that. Actually, I'm wrong. It's the other side, because you're not wanting it facing upwards, you want them facing downwards. Note to self, reference the box. Well, pointing downwards. There you go. That's probably the case, but I'd just like to check. So detailed side out. So this is now the right hand. And the next thing is making sure that's straight. Straightish. It's probably the worst bit to be sticking on, because there's a very tiny bit of contact. Again, it stuck to my thumb more than it stuck to itself. It's not wanting to stick to all of it. And it's still not entirely secure. But at least it's staying pretty much still. I just don't move it a great deal. Sorry, but I don't. I don't want gravity to undo the good work. And that's looking pretty good now. The happiest bit is I'm happy that the handle kind of blends nicely into the blade, which is exactly what you want. You don't want it at a funny angle. That's the key thing. That's okay. That's fine. I'm still worried about me moving on to the other one. No, while this side's still drying. Okay, let's do it. You saw that wobble. Tried to let go of it. Wasn't having it. No. Right. Tiniest blob more. No. Oh, this side does not want to stick. If the answer is more glue, I'm just gonna have to leave and come back because I'm not a happy chappy right now. Let's try this again. Already glued a lot better. It was just not me, just not putting enough on. What I don't want to do is give gravity a chance to have its way. Well, after a lot of frustration trying to attach those sickles to the handles of them, incredibly infuriating, but there it is. Well, if that doesn't wet your palate, I don't know what does. Well, all I've done since I stopped recording on that video is stuck it to the base, as you see, because the head not stuck on, because I'm going to paint that separately, and this wheel / halo, I am holding that on. There you go, I'm going to paint that separately so I can get all behind it on there, and also paint the back nice and neat as well before I then stick it back on. So there you have it. It looks gorgeous. Once you've got it all together, it is beautiful, and well worth the shy of £30 here in the UK, just under. Ooh, dear, no, the price of not sticking the head on. There you go. I love this, and I cannot wait to get painting it. So if you bear with me, I'm now just going to nip outside and go prime it. So, but you'll have to wait until next week to find out how I get on with that. Catch you then. Take care.